here. Okay, are we good?
I think so.
All right, yes, as I'm recording, so okay, let's go ahead and get going. So thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me today, Lady Camden.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm well, thank you. So tell me, how excited are you that Ladylike is now available on VOD and streaming?
I'm excited. We've been making this film since the series was airing, so it feels like it's been going on forever. So yeah, I'm excited that it's just like finally
Yeah,
tangible, accessible, grabbable, purchasable, you know. Instead of just talking about it, you can actually just watch it now. So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Well, how has the reception been so far?
The only people that I've been talking to were either like close friends and family or fans. So obviously everyone's just gonna be really nice. Um, so it's been good so far, you know. But yeah, like I said, it's mostly just people who I know are going to be nice, even if
Give it a
no
hit.
matter what, yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, tell me, how did the idea for Ladylike come about, and what made you want to do this project?
um so Luke, the director, and I were working on lots of different films for social media content. We were just making like fun little short films
Mhm.
for like different parts of the season when we were dropping, little fun eggs for the runway themes, just trying to get creative so that we weren't just so that I was posting more than just like nice photographs. We were trying to get creative. And then in that process, I think it was Luke's idea to just sort of make something a bit bigger. I think when he got to know me a bit more in that process, I think he realized that um, my story was maybe a little similar to his own story in terms of like his coming of age, his background, his family, his love of theater and ballet.
Mhm.
I think it resonated with him personally, and so I think that's why he felt um, more inspired by what was going on. And yeah, I think that's kind of where it started anyway.
Nice, nice. And I love that not only does this film follow your journey from being a local drag queen to an international celebrity, but there's also this like parallel fantasy story of Lady Camden being born out of a glittery dumpster and trying to find her way back home. Is there a specific part of this film that you're most excited for audiences to see?
Well, what I've been told by everybody that has watched it is that they are kind of surprised at how kind of honest and blunt I am throughout it, and how I guess I don't know, they are sort of taken aback, I guess, by how vulnerable parts of it are, how personal we get, and
Mhm.
how real we get. I think I sort of forget about that because I wasn't really focused on trying to portray life in a certain way. I was trying to just be honest and trying to just be really real and
Yeah.
pull back the sort of facade of anything that's fake and just be really honest and real with everybody. So I'm honest, I'm excited for people to just learn a bit more about my own personal journey, about the journey of what it's like going through the experience of becoming a Rue girl in front of people's eyes. I'm excited for people to just like get a slice of honesty from the whole situation, from the whole experience, and just sort of experience a bit more about what it's really like, you know.
Exactly. Because not only do you talk about being a Rue girl, but you open up about your troubled childhood, your brother's suicide, a lot of like really traumatic experiences in your life. How therapeutic was that for you to like talk about all this and bring it out into the world?
I don't know if it's therapeutic necessarily. I think like I said, I just tried to be, um, I tried not to hold back as much, or at all. I think that when Luke was making the documentary, there's always a risk, there's always a gamble when you are creating a documentary because there isn't a strategic outcome. There's not like something planned.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're making something that's has a narrative and that's more produced, you know how it's going to go, you know the beginning, middle, end. We didn't know this, so in an effort to, I guess, um, be as helpful and as productive as I could to the production of a documentary, I just tried to kind of really not hold back and just kind of be honest with the feelings that I was going through. It's also just like an overwhelming time to go from, an artist who just wants to, be successful at what you do, just to get paid for what you do,
Mm,
to suddenly kind of being on your favorite TV show that you've admired for a really long time, and to watch your friends notice things changing, to watch your family experiencing it. Uh, it's a lot. And I think going home to London, or going home for anyone in that process, there's a lot that goes through your mind and heart because, it's a homecoming moment. You want to go home and be like, look, everyone, I did it. But at the same time, years later, all of us, especially particularly queer people, I think we develop and change a lot when we leave home. And then when we forge our own paths in life and when you become a more fully fledged version of yourself, I think you do have to leave parts of you behind. And I think that revisiting home can just be a bit uncomfortable when you see how much of yourself you might have left behind or you might have developed into. It's never what you think it's gonna feel like. And I think that's what we kind of experience in this is just the homecoming and how life really, really changes
mm,
in general.
yeah, definitely. Well, what do you ultimately hope audiences take away from Ladylike?
Um, I hope that people see someone um really kind of accepting that there's not a very there's not just one way to come to terms with who you are
Hmm.
and to accept who you are. I think that we often hear time and time again, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself.
Yeah.
And I think I hope that people can take away from this that um, it doesn't matter how long it takes or if the journey looks different. Ultimately, as long as you can eventually find a way to really love who you are, even if it doesn't happen in the way that you expect it to,
Hmm.
um, as long as it happens, then that's the most important thing.
Hmm. Definitely, I agree. So, why exactly did you want to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, and what was your biggest takeaway from that experience?
It was just my favorite TV show at the
Mhm.
time. I really loved it. I just loved the girls. I loved the queens. I loved Rue. I loved drag, and honestly, it's hard to be like a local girl. It's hard to be a working drag queen. It was during the pandemic. I had no gigs coming up. It was just a really tough time. Um, I sort of just thought, fuck it. I've got nothing else going on. I might as well just give it my all. I had no money at the time, no new outfits, nothing except um, a really good attitude and a really ambitious mind and heart at the time. I wanted to challenge myself. I knew it would be scary. Um, I think I knew I had what it takes to get really far. I don't know if I thought I would win. I think I didn't even think that far ahead. Um, I think I wanted to take away from it some growth. I wanted to be able to come away from it like more confident and just gain a bit of character in the process because I think that whenever you go through stuff that's scary and hard, whether you're successful or not, at some stage you just have some growth of character and courage. And I think that's kind of what I got from it.
Definitely awesome. And although you didn't win, I thought you absolutely killed on your season. Which
Thank you.
challenge was your absolute favorite?
Um, I think, let's see, I don't know. There was two that I loved. Well, no, there's a bunch that I loved. Um, I think the three that I won I loved the most because they were successful. But um, I don't know. I enjoyed all of the ones that I did well in. I think the Moulin Rouge musical was the most fun for the group because everyone had a really fun part and the music was just really good and
Amazing.
it felt like it was rehearsed enough that I felt confident going into it. The other ones were a bit more like you don't have that much time to learn it. The musical was the one where we felt the most prepared.
Mhm.
We had like a full, I think, 2 days to like learn everything and go over stuff. Um, I was nervous because I felt like I had short little parts. I didn't have like a big, huge, long, meaty role in it. But um, I don't know. It was just, yeah, that was the most fun. I think we felt like really, all of us felt really just fucking badass in our roles. I felt like being the host of the whole musical just was like a fun character to adopt.
Mhm.
Like I was the mother hen of the house, and it was just sort of like a different kind of energy that I don't normally exude in dancing or choreography or acting. So it was fun. That was, I think, my favorite one.
Awesome. Well, I've read in a couple other interviews that you would be interested in returning for an All-Star season. Is this true?
I would. I think at the right time. I think everybody feels this way. It's all about timing. Some people are really like keen to go back right away. I'm not one of those people. I believe in like you feel it, They don't ask every girl every season to go back, and there's no guarantee that they'll continue to ask you to go back. Um, I think I have a bit more growth to do before I go back, but I don't think I'm like that far away from it. I think I just want to go in feeling like I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to win.
Definitely.
Um, so yes, at some point, but just I don't know when.
Well, what are some other future goals you hope to accomplish with your career and platform?
I want to do a lot more acting
Yeah.
in general. I want to be, I want to have roles that are more challenging on TV and film. I've had the opportunity to do like small bite-sized parts.
Mhm.
I recently filmed a small part in a film called Love's Company that is, I don't know when that's coming out, but we filmed that like a few months ago. But I would love to be, in a larger speaking role in a TV film. I'd love to get back into choreographing some ballet again, just because it's like an old thing that I used to do before drag.
Mhm.
And it would be fun to sort of bring in the drag perspective into ballet a bit more. Um, and just I would love to continue writing and producing my own stuff a little bit more, just so I can feel like I have a director skill that's more developed.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, what is the best way for one to stay up to date with you?
Oh, the old Instagram, just posting on everything. I've been doing a lot of stuff in San Francisco, which I know is not accessible to everyone, but I'm also trying to have all the shows filmed and streamed and, moving forward. I streamed Naughty Nutcracker this year, which was really fun. But yeah, I would just say Instagram is the easiest way to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Um, yeah,
Okay.
that's it,
Perfect.
really.
All right. Perfect. Well, then before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you'd like to mention or plug at this time?
Not right now, just Ladylike. I want everyone to check it out. It's fun. It's a fun, light-hearted film. It's obviously has, um, some more meaty, heavier topics
Mhm.
about life and hardships, but ultimately, beyond that, it's just a really fun look into the behind the scenes of what it's really actually like to prepare for the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race um, and what it's like to experience people maybe second guessing you at first, maybe not being super into you and your drag at first, but then slowly falling in love with you. It's a weird thing to experience. It's scary. Um, but ultimately, it was really, really fun, and I wouldn't change anything. And I hope everyone gets to see this, you know, fun um, version of all of that, vision of all of that, I should say.
Yes. All right. Fantastic.